Good afternoon. My name is John Miller. I'm the Chief Deputy of the Sebastian County Sheriff's Department. Today we're going to do a press release in regards to an incident that occurred in the jail on Friday, May 5th, 2025. Approximately 2:50 p.m., two deputies were attacked by an inmate inside the facility with a makeshift weapon we commonly call in a jail a shank. The suspect in the stabbing was John Anthony Cole. He is currently being held in the Arizona Department of Corrections for murder. He has been transferred here because of a homicide in, I believe, 2021, that he is going to face charges on first-degree murder and possession of firearm by a certain person. One of the deputies that was involved is Lieutenant Brandon McCaslin. He was in the back when the incident occurred, and he was struck multiple times with this weapon. The other deputy involved was Jacob Marsh, who was transported by EMS with life-threatening injuries. He did undergo surgery Friday evening. It was a lengthy surgery. Upon release from surgery, he was placed in ICU. He was, thank the dear Lord, released from ICU late yesterday afternoon, is now in a private room and doing well. I saw him just a little while ago. He's in very good spirits. This matter is still under investigation. There's not a whole lot more I can tell you as far as what might have caused this, how this weapon might have been attained. We are looking into various different options. However, as of right now, we do not have any definitive answers.
Talk about your deputies. Have they been with you for some time? Talk to me about this deputy.
Deputy Marr has been employed, I believe, since November of last year. He's a very good troop. Lieutenant McCaslin is actually a return. He started with the Sheriff's Department, I believe it was in 97 or 98, and then left in 2016 or 17. And then recently returned to us after moving back here from Tennessee.
So he's more of a veteran. McCaslin?
He is a veteran deputy, yes.
Was he the one that was more seriously injured?
No, that was Deputy Marr.
Gotcha. And he is now in a regular room?
He is in a regular room.
Okay.
Yes, he's doing very well. His spirits are, considering what he went through, outstanding. We absolutely cannot express the gratitude we have for the amount of prayers and thoughts and just well wishes that all of us, from the department to the deputies individually, have received from family and friends in the community. I mean, this is a gift of God. He was hurt very badly, and he pulled through like a champ.
And can you expand on, you said, given all he's been through, just what happened to him? Multiple stabs?
He had multiple stab wounds. As far as placement and stuff, we're not going to get into that because I don't want to give you false information. I can tell you one was directly to part of the heart, which was very scary for all of us.
And the other deputy, you said multiple stab wounds as well?
Yes.
What can you expand on?
None of those were life-threatening, potentially. He got several in the shoulder and upper torso area.
And what can you tell us? You said commonly called a shank or something. That could be almost anything, right?
Shanks can be made out of multiple things: plastic, metal, fiberglass. We've seen all kinds.
In this case?
In this case, it was metal.
Can you address the overcrowding issue in Sebastian County Jail? You know, how many people is that jail? Like, what's the maximum of occupancy, and then how many inmates are there today?
Okay. Our maximum capacity as far as beds is 356. As of this morning, we were housing 342. But I have to caution you on something. When we start talking about overcrowding, you cannot compare number of inmates to number of beds. You have to be able to manage the population. And I'm going to use this case as a case in point. We have an individual who, quite frankly, our facility is not built for. We don't have the space to put him in the type of unit he needs to be in. We're doing our best, and new policies are being implemented, but the simple fact is he is a supermax inmate that we do not have a supermax unit.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask next, was that prior to this incident, was he in like maximum security in a cell by himself or sharing a cell? What did that look like for him?
He was in a cell by himself in a segregated housing unit by himself.
Well, can you tell us more about how this happened? I know you're investigating, but initially, how'd this happen? Were they moving in? How did it happen?
No, basically they were doing a cell check and he came out and attacked him. That's about all I'm going to get into with that.
Matter of seconds?
I don't know that it was seconds.
Did other officers get involved to pull him off of the other officers?
There were additional officers that did arrive. However, I will tell you that Mr. Cole was subdued by the 2 deputies he attacked.
Nice.
They did not quit. And I can tell you right now, I'm so proud of them. I don't have the words to express it.
Best case scenario too, they survived, they're doing good. Just will you guys use this as kind of maybe looking at other inmates that are possibly dangerous, how you're going to handle them?
This will be used as training, yes.
You're talking about Supermax. This isn't a Supermax facility. What do you mean for someone who doesn't know?
For that type of facility, you have to be able to separate them sight and sound to where there's no potential possibility that the person that's in that kind of unit has any type of communication with other inmates. By doing that, you have to basically have separate facilities. We don't have that.
So now is he in that segregated housing that you were talking about?
Yes.
Like, no contact?
He's in the same housing unit he was in because we don't have another place to put him.
He's still being held in this facility?
Yes.
Is that going to be the plan? I know sometimes when stuff happens, you send him somewhere else, but
I have no plan to move him. I do not want to send our problem to some other county.
How do you guys differentiate between the violent offenders and the non-violent offenders? Is it color of what their jumpsuit, or like how do you guys separate the two, or different parts of the facility?
No, we use a classification system that, based on multifaceted information, will determine what their classification is. You can have somebody that's got a violent history, but that history has basically been mitigated over institutional time. That is now, we'll say, a medium classification. And you'll have individuals with, we'll say, DWI, and then somebody comes in and catches a felony battery charge because they attack a deputy. Well, now they will be in the same thing. What started out as a misdemeanor, now went to a felony, so now everybody's housed together.
Oh, so they're intermixed. So someone
Yes.
with a DWI and someone who, like Mr. Cole.
No, Mr. Cole's a special case.
Okay. But someone with a DWI and someone with like a felony with battery, they're mixed together.
They very well can be.
But can you tell us, I know you're looking into it, like how he got this weapon. Did it come from inside a cell, like from a cot or something like that?
We're still looking into that.
I believe you acted alone, and you're still looking into it.
We're still looking into that.
How, your detention center deputies, they have to check cells all the time, right?
Yes.
I'm just wondering, it's fortunate this doesn't happen more often. We know bad things happen. But,
And this wasn't an escape attempt?
Not that we've perceived it as an escape attempt, but let me go back to what you were
is that what
saying.
you've been reviewing and thinking about in your head,
We have all, I'm going to say without question, administration, jail administration, patrol, CID, we have all weekend been kicking around what could we have done differently, how did this happen. We are working on creating new protocols to where hopefully this doesn't happen again. But I'm going to go back to what I said. Mr. Cole's a special case, and we are not equipped in our facility to actually keep him in a legitimate segregated housing unit, sight and sound separation from where he can get something from other people.
How long has he been here? How long is it anticipated that he'll be here?
He arrived in our facility, I believe it was the second week in March. It was the 7th of April? Okay, 7th of April. And he has been here ever since.
He'll be here till trial?
He will be here till trial. His trial date is set for, I believe it's July 14th.
If that holds. We'll see. And facing new charges, I'm assuming, as well.
Those are being looked into right now. We're going to actually try to get with the prosecutor this afternoon to discuss those charges.
Was that attempted murder?
In my opinion, yes. But I will not speak for the prosecutor.
Can you rename the officers? I know you said Jacob Marsh. Can you rename the?
Mar,
Mar.
M-A-R,
One R, two R's?
one R.
One R, Jacob.
It'll be on the press release that I'll give you after this is over.
Okay.
Oh, do you need the other one? The other name?
Yeah, the other name too.
Brandon McCaslin.
Investigations, what's the time frame? I know we can't say definitive, few days, weeks, months, because of course we'd ask, we'd like to, I'm sure this is captured on video and we'd like to know information. What's your time frame as far as the investigation?
I can't honestly answer that, Brett. I really can't. I don't know.
How can you
It's-
guys guarantee that this won't happen again?
I can't guarantee anything. I mean, I can guarantee you we will absolutely do our level best to do what we can that this will never happen. But as far as for me to sit here and tell you I can promise you this will never happen, I'll never make you a promise I can't keep, and that would be one of them.
Did Cole say anything? I know you dropped off.
I don't know. I don't know.
Kenny, did you have a specific question?
Just one, if you know off the top of your head, approximately when was the last time you had deputies injured in a similar situation in the detention center?
In this type of situation,
Where they were injured, yeah, attacked by an inmate?
well, okay, now let me clarify. We have deputies that are constantly accosted by inmates.
Sure.
Okay.
This, similar, kind of this serious.
I don't-
I know they get it all the time. So,
I don't recall one.
Yeah.
I was transferred back to the jail in September.
yeah.
Prior to that, I worked in the jail for 7 years. Part of that as the jail administrator.
Yeah.
During my time here, I don't honestly know of one.
Of anything as bad as this?
Of anything as bad as this on a deputy. No, I do not.
Yeah.
And
Any
I-
final questions?
Our deputies, after that incident on Friday, are the deputies a little on edge, or are they feeling kind of nervous coming into work after that situation?
I'll tell you right now, they've been very willing to pull extra shifts to chip in with having to cover for the deputies that were injured. We have not had one complaint that I have heard of as far as not wanting to work together or not wanting to pull additional duties. And if that means working a couple hours over for a movement or a feeding or a pill call or whatever, nobody has said a word that I know of. They're very, I want to say that I think that this situation has bonded them together like the family they are.
My last one. We talked overcrowding, not the facility for this type of person. Did overcrowding and staffing, do you think that played any role in this?
I don't believe so.
More so specifically the facility type of security?
More so the facility and the individual, because he was committed.
Jacob's got the final.
Oh, no, I'm good.
You good?
I'm good, thank you.
So then it's safe, this is my final one, so then it's safe to say that like the mood of the department is just willing to fill in where space is needed, because of that incident that happened on Friday, like.
Our department has always worked very well together. I've been here for almost 25 years, and if something's needed, we chip in. But when you have a critical incident, that's when you actually see a department coming together more like a family. Thank you guys for your time. I appreciate it.